So this Kevin Durant situation gets a little more interesting now, and I think initially we were unsure of whether or not we were going to cover it because of the validity of those alleged burner account DMs and Twitter chat rooms being real. But an interesting development just happened a few hours ago today at the time of recording this video, Saturday, February 21st at 12:40 p.m. Again, I don't know why I just gave you guys my entire low. I might as well just give you my address and social security number next. But Kevin Durant's entire full team media and entertainment staff at his company boardroom were laid off without notice today. That is really interesting given the light of the Kevin Durant situation. Now, for those who don't know, basically the Kevin Durant situation last week, NBA All-Star Weekend, which we didn't cover that extensively, but for what it's worth, I think the game itself was enjoyable up until the last one. Team USA, Team Stars, and Team Stripes, they did their job by getting Team World out of there. I think the tournament was cool for the most part. Obviously, East versus West is the best format, but I can respect Silver to some extent, trying out new things in order to get the fans engaged, and also talking about a 1-on-1 and 2v2 tournament next year. I think that would be really fun. 3-point contest was fun. It did its job. Shooting Stars, it was cool to see it back. Wasn't the most entertaining one, but cool to see Shooting Stars back. The dunk contest was the dunk contest. You know, we don't really have to, yeah. But long story short, Kevin Durant's burner account, aka Get Off My Dickerson, yes, that's the name, Get Off My Dickerson, was leaked for a lot of bad messages about his team. And some of them might go up on the screen, some of them not. I'm not sure if that can lead to this video being demonetized, but they'll probably go on the screen anyway. But he's saying many things like Jabari Smith Jr. is an R word. And I'm not going to repeat the word, but we all know what that word is. It rhymes with started, but restarted. He said Jabari Smith Jr. was restarted. That's what he said. Kevin Durant said about Jabari Smith Jr., who's a guy who was very excited to play with Kevin Durant. KD said that Alperen Sengun is a guy that can't defend, that can't create on offense all the time, who gets turnovers, but the mistakes KD makes are magnified. Again, these are all alleged. We're not sure how real or valid these things are. He said things about his Warriors days, right? I started holding Steph Curry accountable in the film, and people started looking at me like this. There are a lot of things that KD said about the NBA in general. And there are some funny ones, right? Like he was like, man, I miss Ben Simmons. At least he would have been giving me the ball right now. I'm not sure if he's alluding to Amen Thompson still finding his way in that point guard role. I'm not sure if he's talking about other players on the Rockets, but this is really interesting to me because if this is true, I'm not going to say it is, but let's just go with the fact that the boardroom media team was laid off. That's a little bit off. Let's say it is true, right? The thing that's really interesting to me is that Kevin Durant, you chose this team. You chose the Houston Rockets. You could have gone to Minnesota and played with Anthony Edwards. You could have gone anywhere in the NBA. You're Kevin Durant, but you said, no, I want to go to the Houston Rockets, right? I mean, he's in the group chat saying D-Book is Stalin and he's Hitler, right? It's a lot of weird things he was saying in the chat. Some of it I'm not giving full context, but essentially he's saying when the Suns win, it's D-Book's team. When they lose, it's KD's fault. Hitler and Stalin, two evils, right? It's kind of that meme where it's like Hitler versus Stalin. It's like, okay, which one is worse? Well, one's Hitler and one's Stalin. They're both very bad people in history. I digress. The point is, KD chose this team. He chose the Houston Rockets because they've got Amen Thompson. They've got Alperen Sengun. He's like, I haven't played with a big this talented before. You had guys like Reed Shepherd, Fred VanVleet, who obviously got injured, and I think that plays a large role in the Rockets' struggles in the guard position this season. You've got guys like Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, Josh Okogie, Steven Adams. You have those guys and those pieces, right? But nobody told you to go to Houston. And I think even for me, on paper, looking at the Rockets before they even played, even with Fred VanVleet, I was saying, I don't think that's going to really work the best for Kevin Durant. And the reason I didn't think it was going to work the best for Kevin Durant, because Amen Thompson is a guard who needs the ball to create. I play with him on 2K a lot. I like using the Rockets. Amen Thompson can't shoot. Reed Shepherd is undersized. He's good off the bench, not necessarily as a leading man guard. Fred VanVleet would have given you the floor spacing needed with his three-point shooting that Amen Thompson can't provide. Alperen Sengun, I think, is a player he's peaked. That's just my opinion, but I don't see anything else as a slightly smaller. I mean, he's 6'11", so he's not small in terms of being a center. But with his game, he's not going to take a Jokic leap in playmaking. He's not going to take a Jokic leap in post moves. I think he's peaked. he's still, a fringe top 25, top 30 player easily. He's an all-star, no doubt. But there's nothing Alperen Sengun is going to bring in terms of being a 1A, 1B to Kevin Durant. Then you've got other pieces, right? You've got Dorian Finney-Smith. You've got Josh Okogie, Tari Eason. You've got guys who can defend and who can shoot, but they can't ball handle. Again, the issue is ball handling. And when the spacing of the Houston Rockets is not the best because Fred VanVleet is out and he's not able to space the floor out for Durant, you run into issues like this. And Jabari Smith Jr., again, he's not really a guy who's taken that leap. I just think on the Houston Rockets, maybe he won't take that leap, right? Maybe he has to go somewhere else. I was saying at the start of this season, if you could package Jabari Smith Jr., some picks, and a couple other guys, get somebody like Lauri Markkanen on that Houston Rockets team, that would have been something to see because you have KD and Markkanen and Sengun and Thompson. Now this is looking a little scary. Fred VanVleet comes back. You've got guys in Lauri and KD who are three-level scorers. Sengun can primarily be a center in the post and also facilitate. That would have been scary. I digress, though. You have a guy in Kevin Durant who is very active on NBA Twitter throughout the years, and I think that's one of the things that makes KD enjoyable, right? He's a guy that's just like us. I think for him talking about his teammates, it's a bad look, but I think it's almost worse that if these are true, that they got out, because why are you getting so comfortable in group chats with randoms? Or maybe these are your day ones, and maybe the guy who posted it is lying, and maybe this isn't you. But the fact that you didn't just come out and say, that's not me, I don't know where that came from, is already a bad look enough, because there's enough to connect you back to the account based on what Twitter sleuths have put together. The fact of the matter is, you can't do this, man. You can't do it. I understand it, the frustrations with the team. This is just something you got to do on iMessage. I'm not even going to have this holier-than-thou perspective in terms of what KD did is a disgrace to the sport. This is who KD has always been. This is who guys have always been. I mean, when LeBron was having issues with Kevin Love, he tweeted, some guys need to fit the F in instead of fitting the F out. This is a league where people have issues with teammates. This is a league where Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole. This is a league where they have sports betting ads but ban people for sports betting. The NBA, I'm not necessarily going to say, is the most upstanding league in terms of ethics in the private and personal and also public sectors when it comes to how they handle certain things. KD talking about some guys he's teammates with and venting his frustrations. I'm not going to say that's not within his right as a human being, but the issue is these things got leaked. The issue is you're putting yourself in positions to have to face the music like this, and now your media team is getting fired without warning at a very odd time. I'm not saying they're connected, but I'm not really saying it's the best look. And truth be told, again, you wanted to go to Houston. Now you're not necessarily liking what you're getting. That's on you, man. With that being said, though, guys, that is going to do it for us today. Again, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you all in the next one.